Hook. Here's a shocking truth: everyone is obsessed with Brazil's booming tech scene. But while they're busy chasing the next big thing in Sao Paulo, smart money is quietly moving to Argentina. Investing in Argentina 2026 is all about high risk, high reward, and I'm not just talking about the occasional savvy investor looking for a thrill. I'm talking about institutional money, family offices, and high net worth individuals who see something that most people miss. They're moving in, and it's not just about the wine or the beef. Here's why that matters for your portfolio: Argentina is on the cusp of a seismic shift, and those who get in now could be looking at returns that dwarf what's possible in more traditional markets. Stay until minute 8, what I reveal there completely changed how I think about investing here. Intro. Welcome back to LatAm Money Secrets. I love sharing stories of investors who saw the potential in emerging markets and ran with it. Imagine you invested $50,000 in Buenos Aires real estate in 2019. Today that's worth around $120,000. That's not luck. That's emerging markets. The potential for growth is staggering, and it's not just about real estate. In this video, you'll learn 3 key things: how to navigate Argentina's complex economy, where to find the best investment opportunities, and how to mitigate the risks that come with investing in a high volatility market. By the end of this, you'll have a clear understanding of whether Argentina is right for your investment portfolio. Section 1: The real picture. When it comes to Argentina, most people focus on the headlines: inflation, currency fluctuations, and political instability. But as investors, we need to look beyond the noise and understand what the numbers really mean. For instance, Chile's inflation is lower than France's, but that doesn't mean it's a more attractive investment destination. In fact, Argentina's inflation, while high, is also a sign of a rapidly growing economy. When I looked at the data, one number stopped me cold: the average annual return on investment for Argentine real estate over the past decade is a staggering 25%. That's more than double what you'd expect from a traditional stock market investment. But here's the thing: that number is not just a reflection of the market's potential, it's also a reflection of the risks involved. And that's what most people get wrong about Argentina. They see the risks and run, without realizing that those risks are also what make the potential rewards so great. One surprising fact nobody talks about is the sheer size of Argentina's middle class. With over 20 million people considered middle class, that's a massive market just waiting to be tapped. And it's not just about consumer goods, it's about the demand for quality housing, education, and healthcare. When you look at the numbers, it's clear that Argentina is not just a high-risk, high-reward market, it's also a market with enormous potential for growth. And that's what makes it so exciting for investors. Section 2: The opportunity. While US investors fight over S&P 500 scraps, hoping for a 5% annual return, Argentine investors are looking at opportunities that could double or triple their money in a matter of years. Take real estate, for example. A luxury apartment in a prime Buenos Aires neighborhood can cost as little as $180,000. In Miami, that same apartment would cost $800,000. And the rental yields? Triple what you'd expect in the US. But it's not just about real estate. The Argentine government is actively courting foreign investment, offering incentives and tax breaks to companies that set up shop in the country. And with a highly educated workforce and a thriving startup scene, the opportunities for investment are vast. For instance, a $100,000 investment in an Argentine fintech company could be worth $500,000 in just a few years. Or, a $50,000 investment in a Buenos Aires-based e-commerce platform could generate $10,000 in annual passive income. These are the kinds of opportunities that can change the game for investors who are willing to take the leap. Section 3: Real Estate Deep Dive. Imagine this: you're John, a savvy investor who's been eyeing Argentina's real estate market for years. You've done your research, and you're ready to take the plunge. You invest $100,000 in a sleek, modern apartment in Palermo, one of Buenos Aires' trendiest neighborhoods. Fast forward 2 years, and that same apartment is now worth $150,000, a 50% return on investment. Not bad, right? Now, let's talk numbers. In Palermo, you can find a 1-bedroom apartment for around $80,000. In Recoleta, a more upscale neighborhood, prices start at around $120,000. Compare that to similar neighborhoods in the US, UK, or Australia, and you'll see that Argentina is a steal. For example, a one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan's Greenwich Village will set you back at least $500,000. In London's Shoreditch, you're looking at around $700,000. And in Sydney's Darlinghurst, prices start at around $900,000. But here's the truth, Argentina's real estate market is not for the faint of heart. Prices can fluctuate wildly, and the country's economic instability can make it tough to predict what will happen next. That being said, for investors who are willing to take the risk, the rewards can be substantial. Just ask John, who's now considering investing in his second property in the trendy neighborhood of Chacarita. Section 4, Stocks and Alternatives. Now, let's talk about stocks and alternative investments. If you're looking to invest in Argentina's stock market, there are a few ETFs you should know about. The iShares MSCI Argentina ETF, ARGT, and the VATIC Vectors Argentina ETF, VATS, ARGT, are two popular options. Recent performance has been impressive, with ARGT up over 20% in the past year. But how do foreigners invest in Argentina's stock market from a US brokerage account? It's actually pretty straightforward. Most major brokerages, such as Fidelity and Charles Schwab, offer international trading capabilities. You can simply open an account, fund it, and start trading Argentine stocks and ETFs. Just be aware that there may be some additional fees and restrictions, so be sure to do your research before getting started. Section 5, Honest Risks. Here's what most people miss: investing in Argentina is not without risks. There are three major risks you need to be aware of: economic instability, inflation, and currency fluctuations. Economic instability can make it tough to predict what will happen next, and inflation can erode the value of your investments. Currency fluctuations can also have a major impact on your returns, especially if you're investing in US dollars. So, how do smart investors manage these risks? First, they diversify their portfolios to minimize exposure to any one particular asset or sector. Second, they keep a close eye on economic indicators and adjust their investments accordingly. And third, they consider hedging their bets by investing in assets that are less correlated with the Argentine economy, such as US Treasury bonds or gold. This is educational content, not financial advice. Conclusion. So, what are the key takeaways from our deep dive into investing in Argentina? First, the country offers some incredible opportunities for high-risk, high-reward investing. Second, real estate can be a particularly attractive option, with prices that are significantly lower than in many other major cities around the world. And third, it's essential to do your research and understand the risks involved before making any investment decisions. Want to learn more about investing in Argentina and other emerging markets? Download our free guide, The Ultimate Guide to Investing in Latin America, and get access to exclusive insights and analysis. And tune in next week, when we'll be exploring the investment opportunities in Chile, a country that's often called the Switzerland of South America due to its stable economy and strong institutions, but which also has a surprising dark horse in its tech sector that could be about to disrupt the entire region.